privilege begets privilege. So it's not at all surprising to find that a lot of people with a lot of leather privilege have a lot of other kind of privileges as well. Often those unearned social privileges we so often critique. I'm certainly a case in point. I am white. I am a male. I am cis. I am able bodied. I am neurotypical. All of those things then help me get a great job, which gave me the economic privilege to buy leather gear, which visit leather spaces like events, which then help me meet more leather people and have more leather experiences. However, the interaction between privileges is often quite complex and is not always a one-to-one correspondence. There are ways in which you can have lots of other privilege, but that other privilege negatively impacts your leather privilege. For example, I live in a city that is filled with big, muscly, thick, gorgeous, delicious muscle bears. But if you're a really big muscle person, you have less access to leather gear because nothing off the rack fits you, and you would have to pay even more to have everything custom made. You might also find yourself having less access to leather experiences. When I have beautiful muscle guys here in the playroom, they're not going to fit in my straitjacket or in my sleep sack. Those are experiences they're not going to be able to get. Or think about rural versus urban. So if you live someplace rural, you're lacking that urban privilege. You don't have as much access to leather spaces like a local community or perhaps a leather bar. You would think, therefore, urban privilege equals better leather privilege. But urban privilege actually makes it harder to have your own personal leather space, your own dungeon or playroom, because highly urban areas, space is a premium. Who has an extra bedroom in New York to convert into a dungeon or playroom? In rural areas with different real estate valuing, you're more likely to have the space to create a dungeon or playroom and therefore have that access to a leather space and be able to foster those leather experiences. So leather privilege as an earned privilege is something available to everyone, but more available to those who have been enabled by social privilege, which is unearned, but not in directly corresponding ways. We want to think about the complexity, the intersectionality of unearned privilege and leather privilege, and understand that it's complicated. Now, all of this is moot if we don't do something about it. So in the next couple of videos, I want to talk about what we who have leather privilege should do, and then if you don't have much leather privilege, how you can get more.